Good afternoon. We're going to vote for the Goodreads Choice Awards. I've been waiting for this. Just want to sit down real quick, film my reactions, talk it through, vote, and then move on with my life. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some fried tofu with gochujang, hoping that's going to turn out good. I even have like sesame oil and sesame seeds and a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, I'm hungry, but I'm going to film this first. So here we go. I have not looked. It's been very difficult. Every time I saw someone voting, I did manage to see a couple of them that are finalists, but I've forgotten. Okay, they're not in my head anymore. So let's go. Vote. So The Wedding People is a book that I have on hold at the library. I've had it on hold for like 6 months because it's the audio version. Haven't read it yet though, so I'm not going to vote for it. Not interested in Sally Rooney at all. Negative interest. Martyr seems interesting. I did just add that to my TBR, but I haven't read it. Never will read Coco Melor's. The premise of Here One Moment really did not sound interesting to me. Margot's Got Money Troubles, I gave 5 stars. This is what I voted for in the first round, I think, because it's the only one that I've read. And I'm pretty sure that's going to happen again because I have not read Good Material by Dolly Alderton. I Hope This Finds You Well, and Swan Song, and Welcome to the Hunam Dong, I'm saying that wrong, bookshop. And that is on my TBR, actually. We're going to vote for Margot. If you guys haven't read Margot and you like contemporary fiction, or even if you don't normally like contemporary fiction, but you appreciate humor and good writing and weirdness, highly entertaining. I loved it. Okay, next category. Historical fiction. Now, if I remember correctly, I did not read I read one book in the historical fiction category, the first round. And I'm pretty sure it's going to make it through. I will be very surprised if it doesn't. Okay, yeah. Book Lovers Library, nope. Anita Monte, nope. Kate Quinn, Judy, apparently it's Pico. I don't know. I always was like Picoult or whatever because I'd never heard anyone say it until this year, weirdly. Seventh Veil of Salome, that I'm reading next year for my book club. Haven't read any of these, although Frozen River is on my TBR. Okay, there we go. Haven't read Kristen Hannah the Women. That's going to win. Like, if that doesn't win, I will be so surprised. Although James might give it a little bit of a run for its money, but I don't think that there's enough people who read James over the women, because Kristen Hannah is like the queen of historical fiction. So we're going to vote for James, though, because that's the only one I've read. And it was excellent, so it's not like it's a hardship. Okay, next category. Mystery thriller. Now, this one's going to be hard because I've read a lot of these. And like, how do you pit certain types of books against each other? That's always what kills me in these categories, because I'm like, well, this is so different from this. And what if you're in the mood for this? And what if you're in the mood? So it's difficult. For example, Richard Osman's We Solve Murders was very fun, but could not be more different if it tried, from The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. And then Listen for the Lie is different than either of them. So, and I loved all 3 of these. Although this is the only one. Listen for the Lie is what I voted for the first time around because it's the only one I gave 5 stars. And it's the one that's stuck the most in my memory, I think. I have all of The Colors of the Dark on my TBR. I actually have The Midnight Feast on my TBR just because I want to give Lucy Foley one more chance before never reading her again. But I haven't read it. Not interested in First Light Wins, The Boyfriend, or The Teacher. Not into the whole Frida McFadden thing. Just not. Home is Where the Bodies Are is on my TBR, but I've not yet read it despite having it out from the library 3 times this year. Go figure. And then I did read How to Solve Your Own Murder, but I only gave it 3.5 stars, so I'm not voting for it. So really, these are so different. I went for Listen for the Lie because I enjoyed it the most at the time. God of the Woods was a really good book, but I did not give it 5 stars. It did not give me 5-star feelings. I just didn't connect to it as emotionally as I did Listen for the Lie. And actually, I didn't also connect. Yeah, I'm going to vote for Listen for the Lie again because Richard Osman, this book was very fun. But I do like Thursday Murder better because it gets me in my emotions. And Listen for the Lie got me in my emotions, and it was fun. And it was mixed media podcast element. I enjoyed myself very much. So Listen for the Lie. Okay, next category. And that is romance. This category does not match up with my romance taste at all, so it's always just a bit of a crapshoot. Although my favorite romance of the year is in here, so of course I'm voting for it. I don't want to read Carly Fortune. I'm really not interested in this series. I'm not interested in this series. I'm not interested in this series. I'm not interested in this series. I read the first book in the Brynne Weaver series, and I enjoyed it at the time, but it's like dimmed in my memory, and I've heard terrible things about Leather and Lark, and I read some excerpts and I was like, no, I'm done with this series. It's not for me. It was good to, you know, satisfy my curiosity the one time, and now I'm good forever. I really liked Bride, but there are 2 books in here that I liked better, and that is Funny Story and Just for the Summer. Didn't read Paradise Problem, and it's not on my TBR. I gave Just for the Summer 5 stars, and I gave Funny Story 5 stars, but I would have given Funny Story 6 stars if I could, so we're voting for that. Just my perfect romance right there. Okay, next category. First of all, obligatory complaint, The Spell Shop is not romantasy. Look, I know genre categories are hard to define sometimes, but in this case, it's pretty clear. The main plot of this book is a cozy fantasy plot where this woman opens up a jam shop on an island and like finds herself again and builds a community. It's not the romance. The romance is like tertiary. I would say she has a stronger relationship with her talking spider plant than she has with the love interest. That said, this is an excellent book, and it's probably going to be the one I vote for, even though I'm kind of object on principle for voting for it because it's not romantasy. It is cozy fantasy. I read A Fate in Blood, but it was just 4 stars, so I don't know if I would vote for it. Haven't read any of... Oh yeah, I read House of Flame and Shadow, but I only gave it 3 stars, so definitely not voting for it. And then I haven't read either of these 2. Yeah, so I have to vote for The Spell Shop because I'm not voting for House of Flame and Shadow. I might vote for A Fate of Inked in Blood if this wasn't here, but I don't love it. So I definitely don't think it I don't think it deserves to win. And The Spell Shop was an excellent book. So if it's here, I'm just going to vote for it. I'm actually rethinking my rating of that one, and I'm going to reread it in December because I want to experience it again and rethink my rating. Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands. Read it, loved it. Leigh Bardugo's The Familiar. Read it, loved it. I tried to get into 5 Broken Blades. Granted, I didn't try that hard. I read like 5 pages and put it down. So I just think it wasn't time for me to read it. I will try it again. But I didn't read it. And then The Foxwife, I loved it. I gave it 4 stars. The audiobook is amazing. It's narrated by the author, and she has the sweetest voice, and she's very good at narrating. I will read probably Blackbird Oracle, but on principle, I will not vote for this even if I had read it because I really don't like when book series end and then the author's like can't figure out what to do next, so she brings it back. And that's what happened here. Oh boy. Okay, so now I feel weird. Okay, so The Tainted Cup was excellent. It was an excellent book. This is the category Warm Hands of Ghosts was in. I think I voted for that the first time around because that is one of my top 10 books of the year, pretty sure. But The Tainted Cup was also excellent. I have not read Empire of the Damned. I hated The Lost Story. I gave that 2 stars. Haven't read Book of Doors, although I do own the ebook. And I have not yet read Somewhere Beyond the Sea. I'm saving it for the right moment when I will be in the mood for some cozy schmoop. So, Tainted Cup here. Is there anything that I forgot? Yeah, no, it's Tainted Cup. I gave The Familiar 5 stars just because I couldn't fault it at all. This one I gave 4.5. I don't know why I still really liked it, but it didn't have that all-encompassing love feeling that I had for the first book, so I'm not going to do that. So yeah, no choice. Tainted Cup it is. 5-star book. Incredible world building. Fun plot. Fun characters. It's a pastiche of Sherlock Holmes. And the Sherlock character is this cranky old woman who's very, very eclectic. And her apprentice is the Watson character. And he is a bisexual cinnamon roll. So, there we go. Okay, next up is science fiction. This category, I will link my friend Chantal's video down below. She is so righteously indignant about this category. She's like, None of this is sci-fi. They just shove in all these other books that are like speculative. They should have a speculative fiction category is what they should have. And then science fiction should be like, give me some science fiction. You know what I mean? Like Ministry of Time, there's a time travel element to get the plot going, but that's not what the book's about. The book is it's not a romance, but it's like a romantical kind of book. And it's also about a man out of time experiencing the present. I haven't read The Other Valley, but Stardust Grail, that's spaceships, aliens, wormholes, the whole gambit. Haven't read Extinction by Douglas Preston, although I did read his nonfiction book that was published this year, and it was really fun. It's just a collection of his New Yorker essays. Orbital, I own the audio for. I got it on Libro's buy two, get one free, or buy one, get one free, or something like that. I don't remember. But I haven't read it yet. Haven't read Family Experiment. I really liked The Mercy of Gods. I thought it was a really good first book, but I don't think that it was the best sci-fi book of the year. Antibot I have not read. But again, this is like a literary fiction book that is in disguise as sci-fi. Like I would put this in literary fiction because of the style and what it's concerned with and the themes, even though the main character is a sex bot with an AI personality. Haven't read Cheerfully Refuse. Haven't read Motive the Turning Leaves. I've heard this is horror post-apocalyptic also, so not really sci-fi. Where's the science in this? I mean, honestly, I'm going to do what I did the first time, which is I'm going to vote for one of the only science fiction stories in here, but also the book that I like the best, which is The Stardust Grail, which is a really fun adventure space opera story. So we are going forward. Okay, horror. This one is tough. I don't know what to do. I don't remember what I did the first time around. Oh, yes, I do. And I'm probably going to do it again. Okay, so let's go through these. I actually think this is the category I've read the most out of, which is surprising and yet not. Okay, first up is The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim, which is a book I gave 4.5 stars. And on reread, I might give 5 just because it's a lot to digest. But I really enjoyed it. And Incidents Around the House, I'm not interested in at all. I don't think I want to read any more Josh Malerman after I clear out the last book I own from him on my TBR, which is Bird Box. So that's his last chance. We Used to Live Here. I'm not interested in that one. I know so many people have loved it, but it just sounds too freaky for me. It sounds too like it won't have an ending that will satisfy. I don't know. I'm not interested. I loved You Like It Darker. I thought it was some of Stephen King's best short fiction in a really long time. Had a lot of fun with that one. I liked Murder Road, but it wasn't the best horror book of the year. And I would say it's more of a thriller than a horror, even though there's a ghost. But it's thriller horror. But still, there was better horror than that. Chuck Tingle, Bury Your Gaze. This is what I voted for in the first round because it's an excellent book and it is unlike anything else in the category. I read I Was a Teenage Slasher. That was also excellent, but it doesn't hold my heart the way that Bury Your Gaze does, so I'm not going to vote for it. Haven't read Sleep Tight yet, even though I own it. I really liked What Feasts at Night. I gave it 5 stars, but it has sort of receded from my memory, so it's one of those books where you have a really good time while you're reading it, but it doesn't, like, stick. I don't know. And then Diavola, which I'm reading in December. So I haven't read it yet, so I can't vote on it. So yeah, we're going to do the same thing I did the last time. If I had the contenders, it would be The Eyes Are the Best Part, Bury Your Gaze, and You Like It Darker. And I feel like Stephen King's going to win because he always wins, which is a shame. I mean, he deserves to win because nobody else has given him awards, but except for the crime people. The crime people are giving him awards. But Bury Your Gaze is just the standout for me. No question. Everybody should read it. Next up is debut novel. Okay, so I think I'm going to vote for The Eyes Are the Best Part in this one. Let me just see what's at the bottom. Yeah, I still haven't read this from 20 minutes ago. Voyage of the Damned, I gave 2.5, 3 stars. I really didn't like it at the beginning. I warmed up to it towards the end, but it was very flawed, and I don't understand how anyone has been loving it because it's a high fantasy. Look, I'm just going to say it. I've been saying it all over the place, but I will say it again for posterity right here. A high fantasy world has no place having hot dogs in it or finger guns, both of which are featured in the very first few pages of the book. This is a world that doesn't even have guns. How the do they have finger guns? Like, just so sloppy. So sloppy. And I understand the tone here is very like tongue-in-cheek and kind of glam and camp because the main character is very gay. But do your, like, that's no excuse. Just, you know, just little stuff like that all throughout just kept niggling at me. And I was like, this could be so much better. Again, I haven't read any of these except for Ministry of Time. Eyes are the best part. Haven't read this. I read The Truth According to Ember and I really liked it, but I don't think it was better than The Eyes Are the Best Part. So there we go. Audiobook. Now this one is tough, although I've only done 2 of these audiobooks. I did Listen for the Lie, which was good, and I did James, which was also good, but like I haven't done the audiobooks even of the ones that I've read for the other ones. And this is a hard category because it's like, I know there were better audiobooks than this. Like, there were some fantastic audiobooks. I'd have to go through my list. But Listen for the Lie was a good audiobook. But it wasn't, like, great. And James was a good audiobook, but it also wasn't what I would call great. So, I guess I'm going to go for Listen for the Lie because it has more production value. And James was just one guy. YA fantasy, I don't think I've read any of these, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this first book, Where the Library Hides, the first book is on my TBR. I own it, but I haven't read it yet. And this is, I own this book, but I haven't read it either. I have the special edition. I DNF'd the first book of that, so I'm not going to vote for that. And then I own Wisteria and Foxglove, but I haven't read them yet. Oh, Defiant. I have read that, and it was really good. So that's what I'm voting for. It's the only one I've read. But it's good, so I'm happy to vote for it. Sorry, I'm leaning with my hair on my chin so I don't touch my face and get pimples on my jawline. Okay, next category. I don't remember how many categories are there left. 1, 2, 3, 4 categories. Okay. So what are we at? Oh, YA fiction. I read Reappearance of Rachel Price, and it was actually a really, really good thriller. Like, I would say it could compete and is better, like much better than a lot of adult thrillers that are currently on the market. So if you want a good thriller and you're feeling like it's really hard to find one, try that out. I really liked Gwen and Art Are Not in Love, but I don't know if I would say it's the best YA fiction. I liked Where Sleeping Girls Lie. I liked Heartstopper. Oh, this is hard because I love Heartstopper, but also, like, I couldn't tell you what this one was about. Was it the one where they were looking at colleges? I don't remember. I get confused because I'm also reading the individual comics as they go on Tapas. So I'm remembering that storyline right now more than I'm remembering Volume 5. I think I'm just going to vote for Reappearance of Rachel Price because I think it was such a well-done thriller. That's what I'm going to do. I voted for Heartstopper the first time, I think. We can change our minds. Nonfiction. I have not read any of these, I don't believe. Yeah, I haven't. But let's see here. I love a good female reproductive health book. Love a Disney untold story book. Fuck you. Backyard Bird Chronicles. I just bought. No, I didn't buy that one for somebody. I bought the new Robin Wall Kimmerer for somebody, not that one. But I enjoy that she did that. So I'm going to go for this, though, because this is the one I want to read the most out of this list. I suppose I could abstain because I haven't read any of them, but I'm not going to. Okay, what's this? Memoir. So I read Sociopath. And that's it. And I don't want to vote for it because it was a 3-star book. I mean, it was really interesting to listen to, but she's a sociopath and people have like fact-checked her and like she could very well be lying about a huge portion of the narrative. So it's like really sketchy. And I just don't feel like giving that any accolades. I think I'm going to vote for Kelly Bishop because I love her. And I'm on hold for that at my library, and there's a huge wait. Okay, I haven't read any of these. Oh yeah, I read Lost Tomb. That's the one I was talking about. That book was fun. I really want to read Challenger, and I'm on hold for this at the library, but it has not come in yet, and I have not read it. And I added this to my TBR because of the last list, because it looks fun. And I also added American Scary. But I guess I'll just vote for the one that I've read. I mean, it was good. I liked it. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. And that's the video. I don't know how long it turned out to be. I forgot to look. But I have voted. I have made my voice heard in this dumb popularity contest. I've dropped my camera. I'm going to go make tofu now. Fried tofu. I hope it turns out right, because I don't have anything else in my house right now. I'd have to go scrounging, and I don't want to go scrounging. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please don't forget to leave me a like and subscribe if you wanna. And if you don't have anything to say about my votes or the way you voted, or if you even don't care at all, please leave me a moon emoji for the Challenger book that I'm looking at right now and that I really want to read. Actually, I'm super in the mood for that. Is there a moon emoji? Let me look. Yes, there's lots of them. So pick your poison, and I'll see you in the next one, which will be pretty soon. This is my wrap up. I'll film it on Sunday and post it like sometime early next week. Okay, love you. Bye.